We started with obsession. We started
Yes.
with,
But
we started with geology, and we started with obsession, ancestor, and
Yes.
My name is Jan-Philipp Frühsorge and I'm the curator of the show. We see here a garden of drawings and objects, sculptures, an installation that deals with the idea, the notion of the garden in the West and in the East. Both artists have done enormous research over the last couple of months to bring together different concepts and ideas, what we understand when we talk about garden. Yes, the question of real and not real, fake and reproduction. So we have casts of stones and a few real stones, but most of the objects are reproductions of stones. So it's this play with the question of actually what is real. I mean, it's a very, very deep philosophical question in the end. How much is our perception being deceived sometimes? It's like on the theater stage.
Gardening, in a way, is a form of copying nature. In the Japanese, they were trying to copy it. In the French, they were not. They were trying to master it and manipulate it.
Represent. It's about representation.
It's about representation.
Yes. So the little gravel stones are sea. They are water. Yeah. And the stones are islands.
Dealing with nature was obviously a difficult task, and immediately when we started to, in the studio, think about the final result, the concept of simulacra was maybe not exposed or trying to find my way here. It was not like a word we used, but at the end of the result of
it was always present.
Yes, because of the casting or the imitating the nature was another layer that was interesting for us, that maybe it is impossible to represent nature on its own. And the garden is somehow a success and a failure when you have to talk about nature.
Well, I think it's no coincidence that we create a garden here that has no plants.
Completely, yeah. There is this.
I think that says something about where we are at the moment. It's a very dry garden.
But in the Japanese, the ryoji gardens are dry gardens. It's a dry garden, so it's just sand and stones.
I think it's both. It's in a poetical way a representation of the absence, but also, as we are now in 23, we have a different understanding of what that means.
Yes.
So I think we have different layers that come interestingly together without saying we have one perspective. I think that's important for the show, that it has so many perspectives. It's like in the Ryoanji, you cannot see all the stones from one perspective. You always have to move. As we have also here some stones that are hidden, you need to move around to see everything. It's not only a garden, it's a garden with many layers of significance that come from the observer, from the audience. Even though it might not be intended, but it's there, it's in the object itself. This idea of there is something that is older than us, that comes from a different time, and we cannot really understand what it is.